All right, what's up, friends? It's Madurik, and I'm making a video to talk about a new tool I found recently for getting better at sim racing. And it's actually a free AI tool called Trophy.ai. And really impressed with it. I haven't had a lot of time on it, but it's really awesome. I'm going to walk through how to use it and how it helps you become a better driver in sim racing. So, quick backstory or quick explanation. When you're driving, and even if a friend tells you that's better than you or getting better times, what to do, it's hard to get someone to analyze exactly what you're doing at every moment, at every turn. What's your throttle doing? What's your braking doing? How do I improve those things, right? So AI or Trophy.ai actually will have expert drivers that is the AI. So they've had pro drivers race and it records all their telemetry. So it'll record their braking, their throttle, what gear they're in, how much steering they're doing, all those things on a given car and a given track and given conditions. So then what you'll do is you will go race that track in those conditions. And then you'll have overlays where you can actually see exactly the telemetry of when the pro driver broke or used their brakes, how much throttle, all the steering in live time. And you could have those overlays show up in live time, or you could also review them afterwards to watch what the pro does compared to what you do. So let's jump in. All right, we're going to switch the screen. And here it is, Trophy.ai. Go ahead and say it's totally free, by the way. It really is. So you get started. It might be a whitelist thing, but you can go through the ropes of downloading it. All right. I'm not going to go through that here. It's pretty simple. Once you get it, what we're going to do is open up the software. So what you're going to do right now, it's working for iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and coming soon F1. So we're working with, or I've been driving in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So now what you can do is review the laps you've already done. You can go to the training hub, or you could also review your settings. We're going to go to the training hub, and what I'm going to do are time trials. All right. This is where it's just you trying to get your best time. So now what you could do is view all of the pro drivers that have done an AI recording. So right now we've been working at Spa. You do have to stick with what's here. They're recording more and adding more as we go, as time goes on, because it is very new software. But what you can see is there's a pretty wide variety of tracks and car combinations. So the one I'm going to do right now is Spa in a Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo. Now, I've been doing this track with a different Ferrari, but we're going to work with what we have. So what I need to do is click that, and now it'll show you a few different levels of what they would consider to be a good driver. So bronze is at 227.464 all the way up to 218 for being a platinum driver. So you could set your conditions. So this is going to tell you what you want the conditions of the game conditions to be. So you want clear sky, 30 air temp, track temp optimum, and so forth. All right. So all those things are set, and you can now also do a launch overlay. I'm going to do this once we get the game started. But now literally all you have to do is keep this software open. All right. I'm going to move this screen out of the way. We're going to launch Assetto Corsa Competizione and set up the same conditions that we're going to have the AI record and show us. All right. Okay, so we are going to go single player. We are going to make sure we are in the car. So we got the Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo. So again, they're going to be very specific on what car that you need to pick, okay? So we got the right car selected here. Confirm. We are in the track conditions. We're going to do clear skies and so forth. So again, you could review this here. So clear skies, air temperature 30 if you want to get that granular with it. Again, if you want to, they make this to be apples to apples. So that's the whole idea here. Oops. And we're at the track for Spa, so we're good there. And then the only other thing, here we go. Practice mode. Okay, it doesn't give it time of day, so we'll just go with it, all right? So now what we're going to do is start the session. And then the other thing I want to do, though, now is bring in the overlays. So we're going to go back. And what we want to do is launch overlays, okay? So it gives you some quick suggestions on what you need to do to set things up, all right? You can review those as you want, but I'm going to go ahead and launch this. So now, what we have up in the top right is the overlay, which will stay live throughout the game. All right, so in other words, this is going to show the brake telemetry. I could add another one. I can move this around if I need to. All right, but I'm going to add another one, and then this one is going to be the throttle. So what we're going to look at in live time is the brake and the throttle. Now, it's obviously a little jarring to look at both of these in real time, but we're also going to look at how we review this afterwards, okay? So we have these two set up. Let's drive. We're going to try to get a clean lap. I'm not going to talk too much here because I want to try to get a clean lap, and then we'll move into the next phase. So even though I would normally do a couple laps, we're just going to do one out of the gate here, and it'll show us what we got going on. I'm going to try to get a clean lap, obviously. So, obviously everything here is just full throttle. You'll see in the brake when we got to get closer to this turn, the telemetry for the brake. So you'll be able to see, usually the Pro, in that case, broke 100% right away. I was a little slow to get to 100%. Same thing with the throttle. You'll be able to see here when the Pro gets back on full throttle, when they brake, and so forth. And then the replay also gives you actual screen capture, so it's awesome to see in real time yourself driving with the telemetry. And again, I'm not going for anything amazing here because I'm talking and not being all that focused, but you get the idea. They even have steering overlays, and as well as gear and speed. And it's definitely too much to look at in real time. But again, the whole idea is that we're going to be able to analyze this afterwards. So once we get in a groove and you really start getting warmed up and throw down really good times for wherever you're at, that's when you could then, oops, shit, went over the line there. You do want to get one full lap though, so that it can record it and you could look at it later. Okay, so obviously this wasn't the best lap or cleanest lap since it was out of the gate there, but I'm going to go ahead and stop it. We're going to just save that, and for now we're just going to quit right out of this, all right? And sometimes it takes a minute or two, but what we'll do now is take a look at the actual replay, and that will allow us to examine it a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, so getting out of this. Bring back our software. Oops, hang on. All right, here we go. I'm going to kill these overlays for now. All right, and what we're going to do now, let's go back. And I'm going to say review your laps. Okay, now this is one I did just as a test lap. So as you can see, it just takes a minute for this to show up. So let's go back. Back here. And again, if it doesn't show up right away, give it a minute or two. But I'm going to go ahead and review the one that I have recorded since it was already in the system here. Okay, so if I launch this, double click on it, it's going to load, and now what it's doing is going to pull up the replay video, and then you'll be able to select whatever telemetry you want. So here we are. So this is a lap I did where now at first here you could see the brake. Expert is in red. I'm in yellow or orange, I guess you could call it, right? So just to give a quick analysis now, I could also turn on throttle. It gets a little bit much to have more than one thing going on here, but since there's no braking, you could see when what I do with the throttle and what the Pro does with the throttle. All right, so we got a heavy braking zone here. So let's just look at the brake. So you can see that we both pretty much get on full brake pretty quickly. He releases the brake much quicker than me, or actually he trail brakes into that because you can see how it's slanted down. I brake a little bit there, he doesn't. And hopefully you get the point, right? So, and just watching this, you could see exactly what the Pro does that makes him faster than me, okay? So if we switch over to the throttle, so now green is the Pro, here's me. And this gives you a great idea of, you know, maybe he's feathering the throttle at certain points, how much is he coming off the throttle, when is he full on, and all that, okay? So you get the idea. Wanted to make this video just to highlight this because, again, it's a really cool tool to help you out. And it's, again, they're doing this for iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and F1, all the bigger, you know, well-known games. So really cool tool, totally free. So go check it out. All right, later.